Hey guys, what's going on? It's Fantasy Football MVO again, and this is my Week 12 roster lineup. I had a great week last week, which boosted my record to 9-2. I've been on a win streak of 6 and still first in the division. So let's get to my roster. For my quarterback, I have Robert Griffin III going against a Dallas defense on Thursday. I think he'll have a good game against Dallas. He got 40 points last week against Philadelphia with 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. I expect him to do not that well against Dallas, but still pretty good. Better than I think Andrew Luck will do. So I have Robert Griffin III for my quarterback. For my first running back spot, I have Arian Foster, which is kind of a given. I mean, not much to say about him. I would like him to get more than what he got last week of 7 points against Jacksonville, which really surprised me. I thought he'd get a little bit more than that. So this week, I hope that he gets what he's projected to get, which would be 19 points. Maybe even a little bit more than that would be great. So that was his first game under 10 points, so it was a little crazy. Actually, his first game under 15 points, that is. So I hope that this week he can do better, increase my fantasy points. At my 2 spot for running back, I have Doug Martin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Um, just, he's been doing great. He hasn't had a game under 10 points since week 4 before the bye week, and he actually has more fantasy points right now than Arian Foster. And I project him getting more than them projecting him getting 14. I project him getting almost over 20, depending on how good Tampa Bay does. He'll be a big part in that offense. If he can get going early, then they should keep giving it to him throughout the whole game, and he should get over 20 points. So if anybody else has Doug Martin on your team, for sure start him out of anybody else besides like a number 1 running back. He's a solid number 2 running back, and he should be starting in anyone's roster. For my first wide receiver, I have AJ Green going against an Oakland defense that is horrible. He should at least get a touchdown in this game. He's had a touchdown in every single one of his games besides week 1 in Baltimore. So I expect him to get another 15-point game, depending on if their quarterback decides to throw to him, because I know he's been kind of stretching the field and throwing to other wide receivers, which is good too, but I hope that he will give AJ Green more throws towards him late in the game. If it is a close game, which I doubt it will be a close game, I expect Cincinnati to just come out and kill Oakland. So for anybody with AJ Green, he's probably just going to be getting his points in the first or second quarter. After that, it'll probably just be the run game. So that is AJ Green. At my 2 spot for wide receiver, I have Roddy White going against Tampa Bay defense, which is ranked 32nd in stopping the pass. So I expect Roddy White to have a really good day. I think he'll actually have more chemistry with Matt Ryan in this game because him and Matt Ryan have played Tampa Bay more than Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. So I expect Matt Ryan to throw the deep ball down to Roddy White a lot. And this game should be a shootout, I'm thinking, because both bad defenses. So I expect Roddy White to get a lot of points this week. Maybe even more than AJ Green. I think he might be scoring in the top 20s somewhere. So at my 2 spot, again, is Roddy White. For my tight end, see, this is where I'm kind of doubting myself. I don't know if I should play Brandon Myers or if I should play Antonio Gates, but Gates is going against the Baltimore defense, which has been stellar this week or this year. So Going with Brandon Myers. He's kind of a hit and miss. He's only had 2 games over 10 points, but then again, Antonio Gates hasn't scored anything at all the last couple of weeks. So if Brandon Myers scores over 10 points, I'll be happy. That's all I really need. So I'm hoping that he can get those 10 points for me so I can get another win. So that is my tight end. And for my flex position, I have Eric Decker. And I actually subbed him out for Marquise Colston because Colston is going against San Francisco, and I don't think New Orleans will be able to pass the ball at all against their defense. I mean, it showed last Monday night against Chicago that they just will stop offenses at all costs. I know Chicago didn't have their number one quarterback, that being Jay Cutler, but I think that their number 2 could have still threw the ball at least a little bit. But so that is why I'm going with Eric Decker. They are going against Kansas City, so I expect him to get at least over 10 points, maybe get a touchdown in with that, and maybe get back to where he was. He's kind of tapered off the last couple of weeks. Week 10 he got 1.5 points. Week 11 he got 8.3. So I'm hoping he kind of brings it back come playoff time. And that is my flex position. Kicker, Matt Bryant. I really don't expect him to have that big of a game this week because I think that game will just be a shootout, so he'll just be kicking extra points. But, I mean, the last couple of weeks, you can't really complain. He's gotten 13, 15, 9, and 14 points. I mean, those are just really good points for kickers. Usually kickers are in the 5 to 7 point range, so him getting at least over 10 every week has been really nice. So that's my kicker, Matt Bryant. And finally, for my defense, I'm going with New England. I was thinking about going with Tampa Bay against Atlanta, but I'm just thinking that Matt Ryan will be too hard for them to stop, so I'm going with New England. It burned me last week not going with New England since they got 27 points against Indianapolis, and the Jets are even worse, so I'm expecting New England to get 14 points or 15 points around that area. It all kind of depends on your defense too, like what your league's defense regulations are, because we actually go with yards too, so it kind of makes more of a our defenses don't get as much points as usual defenses get, because if the offense scores over 400 yards, which is in most games, or 300 yards, then we -2 and -1. So defenses aren't as strong in our league as they are in some other leagues. But I'm still going with New England. I think they'll be able to stop Mark Sanchez just like Seattle did a couple weeks back. So New England for the defense. And let me know if you guys have any questions about your roster. I'll be happy to answer them in the comment section. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Make sure to check out the other video that I posted today. It should help you guys with the ad and the drops. So I will talk to you guys later.